this this song, this one, whew, I'm telling you, I put it on and I was like, first I was like, okay, my toes going, right? And then the shoulders are moving. And I challenge anybody who's listening to this song to not want to just get up and dance. This one, congratulations on this.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, this has that thing of like, it sounds like now, but also reminds me so much of like music that my family and I used to dance to in the kitchen, like stuff that my mom would play, and it's fitting that this is off of Familia. Like, is this part of this, like what you grew up on as well, this sound?
Totally. I mean, I think that there is like, an area of Latin music that's very celebratory and makes you want to dance, and you put it in your AirPods while you're, sweeping the floor and stuff. And, I think that this was just me like choosing joy in this moment. And that's what this song is to me. It's like choosing joy and laughter and silliness and dancing in the middle of a, crazy time.
Yeah. I heard that you had come up with the idea while you were in your bedroom. And to me, this is like we just talked about, this is like a dancing everywhere song. So is it you sitting in your bedroom going, what's next? Or is it something coming to you and then you having to go to your bedroom space, like as a creative space, and get it out?
No, I mean, actually, I didn't. Scott Harris and I started writing songs for my album in my bedroom in Miami, but this was when Scott and I went to LA. I have a studio in my house, and we invited Mike Sabbath to come over, and the three of us wrote this idea that day.
Yeah. So this is off of Familia. Is this like a hint of some of the sound that we're going to get off of this album?
Yes and no. I mean, there's no other song in the album that sounds like this. It's in the same world, but they're all really different. But it definitely is like, there's a lot of Cuban and Mexican sounds on there. There's a couple songs in Spanish. It's just different stuff all around.
I think if I was going to choose a music video that I would have loved to have been a part of in the last 2 years, it is this one. Like, it literally looks like you guys are just partying the whole time. And as I understand, it was a family affair too. Who all was there with you on that shoot that's part of your family?
My dad was there. My sister was there. My mom was there. My cousins were there. My sister's friends were there. My friends were there. Ricky Reed, who I made my album with, and Scott Harris, Mike Sabbath, Cheche, all collaborators that I made my album with, were all there. So, people who are drunk, it was a vibe.
That's fair. How does it change things when you've got people that are that close to you that you're able to share and celebrate that work with?
I mean, it just makes it like 100 times better. Like, it's 100 times more meaningful. It's like, Ricky Reed, my producer, always told me, it's like, it's different. Hits different winning with your friends, just hits different.
Yeah. What was the drink of choice on set? You said it was a vibe, libation.
Mezcal.
Beautiful, of course. And also, Valentina was there with you in the video. Are you a big fan? You love Drag Race?
Yeah, I mean, I love them, and like they were so amazing on set, and so funny, cracking me up the whole time.
Seeing you surrounded by family in this video, is that how you envision your life years down the road? Do you want to be the matriarch of this big family of people celebrating together, partying together, dancing together?
Such a sweet question. Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. That would be like the dream scenario, is to have, not just like kids and grandkids and stuff, but just like a ton of friends that, and friendships that have grown over the years. I think that's definitely like the dream, to get to that point where you just have a whole table of people that you love and love you.
Yeah. I love that you had talked about it's different when you're winning with those people that you love that are close to you. But before you get to those wins, you got to build it, right? And so when you're building the song, when you're putting the song together, who is it that is like sort of your litmus test? Who do you go to when you go like close to you, not just a collaborator, but like close to you that you go, I love this. Is this going to work? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I think that I kind of have adopted a practice of just kind of being my own litmus test, like just like, not because there's, it's because there's nothing really to test. It's just if I like it or not, I kind of feel like I used to do something before where I would be like asking everybody, is this good? Is this good? Is this good? Is this bad? Is this good? And I just feel like then you just are not, it's very simple. I feel like with art, it's like you either resonate with it and like it or you don't. I mean, obviously I share once like I know how I feel about something, I'll share it, with Sean, I'll share it with my manager. But I think the first person that has to know how I feel about it is me.
What was the point where you got to where you realized that? Where you were like, maybe I don't have to ask everybody. Maybe I can trust my own intuition.
This album, I just didn't show anybody anything until I was like, okay, most things at least. So I was like, okay, I really like this.
And then when you did that, when you made that discovery, the decision, I want to say, what did you discover about yourself and your own strength with regards to being able to do this? Like make those decisions yourself without having to say to someone, is this good?
I think that that's something that I feel like, I remember reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle, which is this amazing book where she talks about how, she was like going to get a divorce from her husband. And she found herself on Google being like, should I divorce my husband? It's like so much of the time, it's like, we ask everybody before we can trust ourselves, and I feel like that's been a really good practice in all areas of my life. Like, instead of being like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this choice? Should I do this? Should I do that? It's like, before I start doing that, I got to just like hear my own gut first.
Yeah. As
I think that just makes me more confident in life. Just being like, I can trust that I'll make the right decision. And if not, then I'll learn from it and I'll be okay.
As a figure that people look up to, I think that's an important message to actually be able to get out there, because there are people that are going to your social, or they might look at you as an example, which is sort of a weird thing, because you just said, I don't want to look to anybody else to make decisions for myself. But then there are people that are come to you and kind of say, how is Camila doing it? And I think that's very cool, because you get to influence people to follow the way that you are. Let's say follow what you're thinking, but get them to stand on their own 2 feet as well. Is that really an important part of the message that you want to get across, even with social media?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like the way that I live is like so influenced by people around me and the content that I watch and the books that I read and the people that I follow. And, the more that stuff is sane and rational and positive and empowering, the better my life is and the better thoughts I have. So if I can like be a part of that, part of the solution and not the problem, then that's great.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the album and like the process of getting these songs together and the inspirations for this music, I kind of want to figure out from you, where do they come from? Is there a spot that you go to, like a physical place where you go to that is sort of your idea place? Or do you let them just come to you at any given time? Like, how do you set aside that space and time to be creative?
I think the space is actually more emotional for me. I think it's a safe space of collaborators. For me, it was like, me, Ricky, and Scott, or like me, Scott, and Mike were kind of the two groups. And I think like Ricky and Scott, Ricky Reed and Scott Harris were really almost like my therapists, like just like listening to everything I was saying. And they made me feel really safe to go into the booth and just like freestyle and write and like talk about how I feel and say weird things. And, you know, like Ricky would say to me, like, talk that, like, be vulnerable, tell the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. So for me, that space is really emotional. It's just like a safe space. It's like literally like therapy. It's like trusting your therapist.
Yeah. There's obviously an evolution in the process that we've just talked about. Do you find that there's an evolution too in even your own sound, the way that you use your voice?
Yeah. I mean, I think that for most of the songs, it would start by me kind of like freestyling lyrics and melodies in the booth. So I think it just came from a place inside me. Like I wasn't singing, you know, another person's, you know, words or melodies or whatever. Like it was just like literally the purest form of like stream of consciousness, you know. So you'll probably hear a difference in my voice for sure.
Is it fair to say that some of that comes with, you know, knowing yourself, but also maturity as well?
Definitely. Yeah. I think it comes from maturity. It comes from, you know, experiencing, you know, a different therapist. Like my therapist has helped me a lot, I feel like, throughout this album process, and slowing down, like really taking care of my mental health, getting to know myself more. It's a lot of different things, you know, but I definitely feel like it's like a lot of growth has happened.
When was the last time that you said, don't go yet to somebody?
That's such a good question. Sean, probably today. Or he's like, I have to go work out. And I'm like, no, don't go yet.
Stay here with me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are also excited to see you in Cinderella. And we love that Billy Porter is there with you. What was it like working with Billy?
Billy is amazing. I mean, at first I was so intimidated when he walked on set because I feel like he's just so talented and has this like incredible confidence and authenticity. And, you know, I was like really nervous, and I told him that, and like, he just gave me really good advice about being nervous and using it, and was really vulnerable with me about his feelings and his life. And I feel like by the end of it, we like really connected. Like I can't wait to hang out with him again and see him again.
It sounds like Billy played the real role of your fairy godmother. Like,
well, that's what he said to me too. Yeah, by the end of it, he was like, I'm your real fabulous godmother now. I was like, great. It's all says better than even being in the movie.
What a blessing to have. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Camila, thank you so much for this time. Congratulations again. And this song's going to be nonstop. The song's going to be nonstop now. You know this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're awesome. I super enjoyed the interview. You have a great energy.
Oh, thanks. You too. Pleasure talking with you.